Welcome to the Open House Podcast, where women talk real estate. I'm Steph Douglas.
And I'm Christina Moderis.
All right. I'm excited for this episode. Okay, we're going to talk to y'all about the real cost of buying a home. This is like the main question that we get. People come to our workshops. They're curious about like what exactly they're going to have to physically spend out of their bank account upon closing.
Yeah, and just so if you're new to us, every month in Austin, Texas, we host a How to Buy a House in Austin workshop, and they're so lovely. The last one we did was such a great group. You know, it's very casual. Like, you don't have to feel stressed out. We're gonna walk you through everything. You can like ask questions if you want, but you can also just like sit and listen if you want to. It's like no pressure. Yeah, we're not gonna like go around and be like everyone like.
Yeah, you can take notes, and then you can kind of get to know the agents as well and get to know our culture and like what to expect in the process, which is nice because jumping into this process, you know, it's kind of like it's go time. And this is like a really, really good place to start so that you're not, you know, jarred by the experience.
Yeah, and feel free if you want, it's very easy to just jump on a call with one of our agents and like talk to them about your concerns. And then they might even suggest, hey, why don't you just come to our next workshop, because it sounds like you have a lot of questions about this process that I think will really help ease you into like this whole thing. So,
yes.
You know, feel free to jump on a call and then go to the workshop first. It's up to you, whatever is your journey.
Yeah. And the call process is also just like, I'm very proud of our company for it, because I like when I'm making a hair appointment, when I'm making a nail, I want to go online, I want to book a time that works for me. And so that's the process with us too. Just like, so you're not having to like play phone tag, you know, in this day and age when people don't answer their phone.
That's true. I did have to like call to make an appointment. Whenever I have to do that, I'm like, I don't know why. It's a barrier.
There's just so many. Yeah, there's the better ways. So anyway, whatever. That's the best part about us too, is like you can really choose how you get into this. Like you can just go straight. We have a lot of people who just, you know, hear about us, get referred, see us on Instagram and book a call. It's like a very common journey. But then some people come to our events, they come to a workshop, and then they go about it that way.
Yeah. Wow. We're really jumping into it quick. So we're testing out a little mini episode for y'all just to give you like the nitty gritty true cost of buying a house. And then we'll, you know, leave you to the rest of your day. But, okay. How do you want to jump into this? So I guess I feel like people often hear like, it's like this elusive thing. Like, how much does it cost to buy a house? And like, there's hidden fees that you hear about and all that. So like the true cost of like,
so I picked two houses that are actually on the market right now.
Okay.
And they're in central Austin. They are, you know, very viable. Like you could go and make an offer on them tomorrow. And the first one, and kind of different scenarios. The second one, we'll talk more about like the house hacking angle. But the first one is like a starter home, a two bed, 1.5 bath, in North Central Austin. The price right now is $335,000. It's fully done, like move-in ready, and cute. It's really cute. Maybe we can link it.
Oh yeah, do you want to say the address? It's
10503 Jean, as in like the jeans you wear, Drive, Austin, Texas 78753.
Oh yeah, they can like click it and follow along as you talk through this. Maybe.
Right. And actually, I'm gonna make sure on the bed and bath so that I don't tell you wrong, because I just got worried. Okay. Sorry. 2 bed, 1 bath, not 1.5. And we basically, a lot of houses are lowering their prices. So this one, like a lot of other ones, has had a price drop. And $335,000, like I said, if you put 10% down, you don't have to put 20%. If you followed us for any amount of time, you know, you can choose. I've run these numbers with 10%. So, you know, adjust up and down if you need, at a 7.2% or 7.25% interest rate, which is about what we're seeing right now, like today. The payment would be $2,653 a month.
Okay.
What is your first reaction to that?
I think that's fine for a starter home. Like, I would assume this would be someone who would like live there with their partner or live there with a roommate, and they would each pay like
1,300.
yeah, like
Yeah.
that's very like you're paying 13. You're not. I don't know who's paying 1,300. Like this is a pretty good zip code, I would say. Like,
Yeah.
it's still pretty central.
Very central.
Yeah, I wasn't shocked by it at all.
Okay. And then right now, what we're seeing is most people are doing a rate buy down, which essentially means you're paying a little more upfront and you're buying the rate down to decrease your monthly mortgage. So in this case, if you did a 2-1 buy down, which is really common right now, you could buy it down to 5.25% in the first year, which would make your payment $2,261 a month. That's like a pretty big difference, $400 to $500.
Oh, for sure. And I want to go back to the 10% down really quick. So we always, at Open House Austin, always talk about putting lower money down. And the reason for this is typically we like saving our cash, right?
Yeah.
So we want to save our cash for other investments. So when you put less than 20% down, you are paying something called PMI. But for a house like this, what it's going to cost you
About $100 a month.
$100 a month.
Yeah, max.
So yeah, and that would just be tagged onto your
right. And
your
yeah,
monthly payment.
potentially less, and then that will come off if you have a conventional mortgage after you reach that 20% equity, which we talk to you. You don't have to retain that right now. We will walk you through that once you buy a house and you can get your mortgage insurance off. But for this house specifically, for the 10% down, your closing costs would be right around $5,000. And in this market, we're seeing a lot of sellers covering the closing costs for our buyers because the sellers are motivated. So this, very, very common in most deals right now. We're seeing at least a portion of the sellers, the closing costs covered by the sellers. So $5,000, maybe less. So total out-of-pocket cost, $38,500. And that's maximum. If you're putting 10% down, you could always go less than that, put 5%, even 3% down. I wanted to run these numbers conservatively so that you're not like, we're not telling you can come here with $5,000 and buy a house. Like, there are different options here. What are your thoughts on that? Like, compared to the pandemic, like all of that?
My thoughts are that's not bad, honestly. $38,000 to buy your first home. I will say, as a first-time home buyer, it depends on where you are. Like, someone might be listening who's like 25 or younger, and might be like, that's like most of my salary or all of my salary. And for that, I'd say, okay, like, let's look at 3%. Let's look at 5%.
And
your
even
monthly
we can say
payment.
that the 3% down is $10,000 down. $10,000 plus your closing costs, which could be covered by the seller. So you're looking at $15,000 down, or $15,000 to close. Like, that's out of pocket.
Potentially 10.
Right, potentially 10 if you're prioritizing seller credit.
Yeah, so if a seller will pay for some of this, and which we always like looking at a house that's been sitting on the market that people don't really see potential.
Yeah.
Like, most of the houses that we started buying were overlooked. So that's where I would start.
Yeah.
I think that is it's also good to tell everyone that just a year ago, so when interest rates were like 3%, 2%, crazy low, I don't think we will ever see those again. I don't know if we should ever see those again.
No, I agree.
So when that was the case, there was multiple offers, 20 people outside a house to go see it with their realtors. And it was like, I didn't love that time because, you would think like most realtors would be like, everyone was like, oh, real estate, that's good. Times must be great for you. And which is, like, whatever, but it was stressful for our clients. We help clients who are first-time home buyers, who are first-time real estate investors, who are trying to house hack, and they don't want to put $100K down, or they don't have that much money. So like, we just went during that time, we when people came to us, we told them they needed to have at least $80,000 to buy a house. And we hated that.
Yeah.
Because that's not
awful.
how we like to buy. That's not what we want to tell people. Me and Steph always started out buying houses with like very low money down, because we had to. And that's what we relate to. So
I much
the
prefer
difference
this market.
Yeah, the difference between like 100K and 10 to 38K or even 30K is like so much more accessible.
It's so much more. And even though those monthlies are a little bit higher than they were, I mean, quite a lot higher than they were when we had 2.5% interest rates, there's just so many options, and getting the house for such a lower price, like it does even out. I know that it's hard to see it when you see that price tag monthly, but it really does even out if you were to like put all of the factors in. So I wanted, go ahead.
Sorry. And if you're supplementing your mortgage payment through house hacking, like with a roommate or even your partner, like if you bought the house, they can pay you rent, like, and that's that's paying for your interest. And like eventually you can hopefully refinance to lower your interest rate and even that out. But if you're having someone pay most of your monthly payment or even a portion of it, you're doing a great job.
Yes.
You're doing great, sweetie.
You're doing great, sweetie. Which brings me to my next example, because this house is more expensive, but there's a whole back unit. So it's a 3-bedroom. Oh, I'm gonna make sure on this one too. Hold on.
Oh, wait, yeah.
I'll tell you the address as well, but this one is it's a 3-bedroom, 1-bath house, and then a little 1-bedroom, 1-bath house in the back. So it's 2 houses, and it's in one of the most prime zip codes. Both me and Christina live in this zip code, but it's like just our favorite location. It's very close to
a lot of
things.
It's the best.
It's the best.
We're biased, but it is the best.
Yeah. This house is like really close to Birdie's, really close to a house that Christina used to live in. It's on Harvey Street.
Neighborhood.
Yeah. It's 1207 Harvey, Austin, Texas 78702. And if you were to buy this house, it costs $650,000. This house originally on the market for $850,000. So they have dropped the price $200,000, which, we're getting deals in this market. But if we're talking about $650,000, it still feels like a lot. So let's break it down and think about like what it would look like to buy this house. 10% down. Oh yeah.
I know the owner of this, I think.
Oh,
sorry.
Okay. Wow. So if you put 10% down with a 7.25% interest rate, your payment monthly would be $5,161. That feels high, probably to most of you listening.
Yeah, my reaction is,
Yeah. Wow. Okay, with the 2-1 buy down, we're going down to 5.25% interest for the first year. Your payment is $4,402. So we're saving $700 with a 2-1 buy down for the first year. Closing costs about $10,000. So to buy this house, your total out-of-pocket costs would be about $75,000. Again, you could put 3% down on this house as well. So you could lower that amount. But just for the purposes of this conversation, we're saying 10%. But here's the kicker on this house. There are 2 houses. If you wanted to live in the front house and rent the back house out, I have personal experience that the short-term rental income could be about $3,000 a month. It's its own place. There's no shared walls.
Yeah. Yep.
With a kitchen, bathroom, everything. If you wanted to long-term it, I already looked at it. They already were long-terming it for $1,700 a month.
Wow. Okay.
So if you're thinking about that, you're like getting down into the territory of the payment of the other house. You're in a little bit more prime of location. You have an income generating asset, and you're paying, as much or less to live there than buying a house without a back unit. So the power of house hacking.
Yeah, and that's and you're in like a location where it's walkable and
yes.
Yeah, and I think the only barrier to entry would be if you couldn't get approved for that high of a mortgage.
Right.
That would probably be your only thing. But that's why you could partner too. Like I've always partnered with people because that's always been my barrier to entry.
Yes.
Is the price point to
Absolutely.
even when it was like 300,000 and I was making like, 40,000 a year or something,
Yeah.
I was like, that was my barrier to entry, was the
Yes.
price point.
And when you see a house like this, like when you're in our community and you're around people who are doing this every day, your brain starts to go to, okay, if I could partner with someone who wanted to live in the back house with, they wanted to live back there, I live in the front, I have roommates, or vice versa. Like you're able to share the cost, share the liability. You're both on the loan so that you can qualify for the mortgage, qualify for the price point. There's just like so many ways to like mix and match this opportunity, and like I don't think everyone's thinking about this when they're looking at these houses.
No. Yeah, I know we did this with our woman investor group where we went to my sneaky duplex and talked about it. But I wonder if we should just do a mini episode on that too, because my mortgage is $6,000 a month, and that is insane to me. I've never paid more. I've never paid, like, my mortgage in my old home was $2,000 a month, and me and my partner split that. So like that was crazy, a crazy jump for me, and I've never paid more than $2,000 for a mortgage. So, but I felt so comfortable doing that, and I do want to talk to y'all about how much we actually pay versus like our real mortgage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's also the thing that people are like, how is anyone buying these houses? And we're not buying them just straight up and paying the whole mortgage every month. Some people are, of course, but like that's, to us, like even if we both live in kind of like luxury houses, yours more than mine, but we both are earning income from our properties, and we probably will forever.
Yeah. It would be hard not to house hack.
Yeah.
Maybe if I won the lottery or something.
Yeah.
But still.
So anyway, all to say, like I wanted to kind of break it down, and we wanted to share with you exactly what you would have to pay up front. So like the $335,000 one, 10% down is about $38,000 down to about $10,000. And then the $650,000 house is anywhere from $75,000 with 10% down to, what is 3%? You're looking at like, $20K around if you wanted to put 3% down.
And when people say hidden costs, so there's not hidden cost. Like when you're buying a house, those are the two biggest costs, like the down payment and the closing costs. There are like some other things you can pay for, an inspection, which I'm like, actually, how much are inspections now? Like
inflation, man. Yeah.
I'm out of the game.
Yeah. We're seeing inspections anywhere from like $550 to $900 for like your basic inspection. If you add on termites and, there's certain add-ons, but it's definitely worth it. So that is something to factor in. But we also, when we talk to people about this, it's like, okay, let's say you need $38,000 to buy a house. We don't want people to come and just only have $38,000. Like we want them to have a buffer anyway. So when you're looking at these numbers, like think about this as what you have allocated towards a house, but then you still have your emergency fund and like your, the fund for the inspection and stuff like that. So
that's a good point. Yeah, but that could be another fee that you aren't thinking of. But I mean, really the big chunks that you really need to save for are the closing costs, down payment, and like Steph said, having a buffer.
Yeah.
Because then you're going to be a homeowner, and you're going to have an inspection and stuff. But so you're going to kind of know the bones of your house, but just being prepared for something that would happen.
Yep. Amazing. Well,
yeah.
If you have questions about this, or you're like, oh wait, I think maybe I could do this, that's when you would jump on a call and just be like, here's my specific, because that's what happens. It's like you have a specific situation. Every single person is like, well, is this income kind of going to count? Is this debt going to count? Is this, and your agent will be able to help you with that.
Exactly. Cool. I liked this. Maybe I'll do some more of these. It's very like straight to the point, informative,
punchy. Okay, great.
We'll see you
later.
Yeah, sounds good.
Bye.